Very tall, very distinguished. He's a doctor. Dr. Alan Schmidt, please come up.
Too tall now? Good. Fellow Hoosiers, I want to tell you about last fall when I flew to Florida. No TSA, no waiting in lines, because I actually flew to Florida. But let me start closer to the beginning of the story. I live south of Indianapolis along the White River where the sandhill cranes fly in. My farmer friend gave me some corn, and I was feeding the sandhill cranes daily with corn. I've seen, and I saw with the cranes, there's a certain undulating motion of their wings and a certain angle of attack that allows them to fly. And I remember seeing a video where someone leaped out of a plane with a bodysuit with webbing for their arms and legs, and they flew under a stone arch. And I thought, if I had a little stronger and lighter suit, I could actually fly. So as a PhD chemical engineer, I developed a carbon nanotube fiber and put it over a Kevlar frame, and I had my flying bodysuit. I practiced some with the sandhill cranes, and then I did a Google search of a route to Florida and had a direct path, and I explained this to the cranes. Oh, I slipped into crane speak. I knew just the route we should take, and their eyes rolled back when I got to the GPS and Google search point, but they were willing to follow anyone that would give them corn on a daily basis. So it was the time. And with a flying leap, I was flying with the sandhill cranes. We were going along, and over Kentucky, I realized, let's elevate. We want to get way up. Those hillbillies will shoot at anything, whether it's a sandhill crane or a flying person. There's a lead crane, and you might have heard that air resistance is why they fly in a V. Well, maybe that's part of it. But that lead crane, there's no one to talk to. So he'll do his duty for a time, but then he'll fall back. Well, what do they talk about? Well, after about the third nice lake, you hear, "Are we there yet?" This reverberates back and forth through the flock. "Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" And then, "I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired. I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry." Flying over Nashville, Tennessee, there was a descending airplane. I waved. They had their faces plastered against the windows and their phones up against the window. I'm sure if you checked on YouTube, our flight is plastered all over. We were flying along, and then the lead crane and the whole flock is diving down on this red car. I understood later that last fall, Quacker, rest his soul, got plastered by a red car, and they were on a poop drop run on the red car. I didn't want to lessen their revenge by saying it's probably not the same car. We were flying along. Oh, and then later there was an eagle coming in for attack, but I whipped out my laser pointer and diverted it away. We got to the fine lake in Florida, and then on the return trip, I met a straggler, and I pointed that way about an hour, but only for a moment, because to fly, you really need both wings, both arms. So if you want flying pointers, just talk to me. That's my story.